solving equations with 3 or more steps. Here we still use the rules that we learned before with 1 or 2 steps. However, we need one more rule, which is moving the unknown on one side and the numbers on the other. So let's look at an example. Let's say we have the equation 8x plus 1 equal to 7x minus 6. Now, we would normally start with point number 1, which says find the side of the unknown. Well, in this case, we have the unknown on both sides. Hence, we need rule number 0. Now, to move the x's on one side, we need to get rid of it from one of the sides. So, we can move either one. It would still work. However, to make our lives easier, we want to remove the smallest number here, the smallest positive number. Or thinking ahead, we want to end up with a positive number. So here we can get rid of the 7x on both sides. So currently it's a plus, so it goes to a minus. So we need to apply minus 7x on both sides. We then simplify, so 8x minus 7x is x, plus 1 remains as plus 1, equals, underneath the equal sign, 7x minus 7x is 0, so we don't write anything, and minus 6. Now, we still have numbers on both sides. So to get rid of this, we now look at our equations just the way we did before. So we find the side of the unknown, which is now the left-hand side. Plus 1 is on the same side as x and furthest away. So now we look at our rules, and it's this rule here, plus goes to a minus, so we apply a minus 1 on both sides. We then simplify. X plus 1 minus 1 is 0, equal underneath the equal sign, and minus 6 minus 1 is minus 7. Now let's say we had actually at this stage here, we decided to get rid of the 8x first. So let's redo the same question, but this time we'll remove the 8x. So we're going to apply 8x and minus 8x, and we simplify. So 8x minus 8x is 0, so we don't write anything there, and the plus 1 stays as 1, equal to 7x minus 8x, which is minus x, and minus 6 stays as minus 6. So this was the reason we didn't want to cancel the 8x, because we end up with a negative number. Now we apply rule number 1. Which side is x on? Which is the right hand side. What's furthest away? And on the same side it's minus 6. So we also have this minus here, but it's not furthest away. The furthest one away is minus 6. And we look for what's opposite, so minus 6. So the minus goes to a plus. And we apply this on both sides. Plus 6 and plus 6. We then simplify, so 7 equals minus x, and minus 6 plus 6 is 0. Now, we want to get rid of the minus sign using the same rules. So the minus is effectively, it's minus 1 times x. So we need to do divide by minus 1 on both sides. We then simplify, and that gives us minus 7 equals x. Now this is the same answer that we had earlier. Let's look at another example. 9x plus 9 equal to 2x minus 26. So again here, we need to decide which of these x's we're going to remove as they appear on both sides. So we can foresee that this is a plus and so is this a plus. So in either case, we have to either take away a 9x from both sides, or we will need to take away 2x from both sides. Now we can see that if we chose the minus 9x, we're going to be left with 2 minus 9, which would be a negative. It will be in minus 7x. So what we do is we decide to use the 2x. So we subtract 2x on both sides and simplify. So 9x minus 2x is 7x. The 9 stays as it is. 2x minus 2x is 0. And then we have minus 26. Now we look at which side x is on, which is the left hand side. The 9 is furthest away. Plus goes to a minus. So we apply minus 9 on both sides. We simplify. So 7x stays as it is. Plus 9 minus 9 is 0. Equals minus 26 minus 9, which is minus 35. Now we have the 7 to remove. So this is 7 times x divided by 7, and divide this one by 7 on both sides. We then simplify. So 7 divided by 7 is 1, so that's just x equals minus 35 divided by 7, which is 5, so minus 5. Let's look at another example. 5y plus 1 equal to 3y plus 11. So again, we need to get rid of either the 5y or the 3y. Using the same logic, we look at what sign they currently are. So it's a plus on both sides. So that means we either have to take away 5y on both sides, or we take away minus 3y on both sides. But here, if we chose minus 5, then we end up with minus 2y, a negative. So we try to avoid negatives where we can. So that means we need to use minus 3y. So let's do that. Minus 3y, minus 3y. We then simplify. 5y minus 3y is 2y. Plus 1 stays as it is. 3y minus 3y is 0. And then we have 11. Now the unknown y is on the left hand side. What's furthest away is the 1. This is a positive. So the rule tells us this must be negative now for the adjustment. So we apply minus 1 on both sides. We then simplify. So 2y stays as it is. Plus 1 minus 1 is 0. Equals 11 minus 1, which is 10. Now we still have the 2 to remove. And this is 2 times y. So times tells us we need to use the divide operation to cancel that. So we do a divide 2 on both sides. And we simplify. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's just y. Equals 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Let's look at another example. 9x minus 8 equals to minus 8x plus 9. Now here we also have x's that are known on both sides. So now we need to look at the signs for each of these. So the 9 is a positive and the 8 is a negative. So now we don't like negatives, so we're going to try to get rid of that. So we're going to look at removing the minus 8x. So according to our rules, we need to use the plus operation as that's the opposite to the minus. And we need to apply on both sides, so plus 8x and plus 8x. We then simplify, so this becomes 17x minus 8 equal to 0. Minus 8x plus 8x is 0 and plus 9. Now we solve this using our two-step solve an equation rule. So find the side of the unknown, that's on the left hand side. What is furthest away? The minus 8. So according to our rules, we need to apply a plus 8 and a plus 8 on both sides. And we simplify. So 17x minus 8 plus 8 is 0, equal to 9 plus 8, 17. Now we still have the 17 to remove. Now this is the same as 17 times x. So the rule we're interested in is this one here. So we need to do a divide 17 on both sides. And we simplify. So this becomes x equals 1. 17 divided by 17 is 1. Let's look at another example. Minus 8x minus 48 equal to 3x plus 7. Here again we have the x's on both sides. So we're trying to get rid of these so we don't end up with a negative. So this one is a positive and this is negative. So we're going to try to get rid of the minus 8x. Now using the rules, minus goes to a plus. So we're going to apply plus 8x on both sides. We simplify, so minus 8x plus 8x is 0. It's minus 48 equal to 3x plus 8x, which is 11x plus 7. Now the unknown is on the right hand side. And on the same side as that, furthest away from the x is this plus 7. Now the opposite according to the rules is minus. So we apply minus 7 on both sides. We simplify. So minus 48 minus 7 is minus 55 equal to 11x. Now we need to get rid of the 11 that's in front of the x using the same rules. Now 11 is the same as 11 times x. So using our rules, the opposite is going to be a divide. So we divide both sides by 11 and we simplify. So minus 55 divided by 11 is minus 5. 11 divided by 11 is 1, so it's just x. So minus 5 equals x. Let's look at another example. Minus 9t plus 1 equals to minus 5t minus 7. Now here, The unknown is again on both sides. So we look at the signs. So both of these have minus signs. And again, we're trying to get rid of the negative signs. So the opposite, using our rules, is going to be a plus. So we can either do a plus 90 on both sides or a plus 5t on both sides. So we can see that if we did plus 5t, then the minus 9 plus the 5 would still leave us with a negative. So that means that we need to use the plus 90. So we then simplify. Minus 90 plus 90 is 0. 1 stays as it is. Equal underneath the equal sign. Minus 5t plus 90 is 40. And then minus 7 stays as it is. Now the unknown is on the right hand side. The minus 7 is furthest away. So using our rules, we know we need to use the plus. So it's going to be plus 7 on both sides. We then simplify. So it's 8 equals to 40 minus 7 plus 7. They cancel. Now we need to get rid of the 4, which is 4t. So 4t is equal to 4 times t. So we know we need to use your divide. Let's divide 4 on both sides. And we simplify. 8 divided by 4 is 2, equal to 4 divided by 4, which is 1, and t. So it's just t. So t equals 2. Let's look at another example. Minus 4x minus 3 equal to minus 2x minus 7. Here again, we've got x's on both sides. And we look at the signs in front of them because we want to get rid of the negatives. Now here they're both negative, so just like the previous example, we need to work with either adding a plus 4x or a plus 2x. So if we were to do plus 2x on both sides, then we can see that here we'll still end up with a negative. So that means we must try to do the minus 4x. So here, the opposite on our rules, again, is going to a plus. So we need to do plus 4x on both sides. We simplify. So minus 4x plus 4x is 0. So minus 3 equals minus 2x plus 4x, which is 2x, minus 7. So x is on the right hand side. Minus 7 is furthest away. So we need to apply plus 7 on both sides. We then simplify. So this becomes 4 equals 2x. Minus 7 plus 7 cancels. We then need to get rid of the 2. Now 2x is the same as 2 times x. So we're going to use this rule here. So divide 2 on both sides. 4 divided by 2 is 2 equals 2 divided by 2 is 1, and that's x. So the answer is 2 equals x.
You can download the application on Google Play or App Store, and you can visit our website mathslegends.co.uk.